Well, I think, and certainly following on that point, the World Trade Center was attacked before,
Yep.
and the cats that were involved in that, it really didn't seem that anybody got that excited about it. But sadly, I think it was about 8 years later when 9/11 happened, and people found out that you can go after the same building twice.
Yeah, they thought they could topple the World Trade Center with a U-Haul bomb, but the place they misplaced where they put the U-Haul truck bomb, and it didn't fully explode to the degree they thought it would. They thought they could undermine the stability from below. And since that didn't work, they thought, okay, well, let's attack it from above. So, right, it can happen the same place twice, or it may never happen the same place twice ever. You don't know. But the point being, 9/11 was a big deal, a big ordeal. And terrorists, despite wanting to claim they're martyrs for God, do want to actually live. They find suckers to suicide themselves by plane into the Trade Center, but the plotters live. You notice that? They want to live. And since we went in full force into Afghanistan, they think, oh, well, wait a minute, we don't want to do anything that scale again and poke the eye of the beast and get that response because we'll be killed then, right? So a death by 1,000 cuts, right? You poke here, poke there, poke, 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 poke. The tiger might not strike full force because, again, despite all their rhetoric about soldiers for Allah and willing to martyr themselves, no, they want to live too. they want
Yeah, I
us
think
to, they want us to die. They want to live.
and Joe, you may have missed it in the very recent news, but the three folks that they found that been under arrest for a while, who reportedly were the mastermind of 9/11, have just agreed to be house guests at Gitmo for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in that. I think the death penalty would have made more sense. Especially one of the concerns I have is when they hold these terrorists like this, it gives the other terrorists who are their buddies and their fans an incentive to create some type of a ransom thing where they say, oh, well, we've caught this U.S. senator wandering around the world and we'll trade him for the big mastermind and stuff like that. So
Right.
I'm not impressed with the fact that they made a settlement. And but that I don't know you saw that, but it literally just came in today,
Yeah, I
announced
saw it.
by the Biden administration, and
And
there's just no justice.
does it surprise anyone? An administration that is weak on criminals in our own land is also weak on terrorists. An administration, Biden, who was VP during Obama, as I call him, and the Iran deal, sending money, supporting terrorists. Biden, who also lifted all the sanctions, put a couple on here and there to pretend he's tough, but he made Iran rich. What's going on in Israel now and in the Middle East would not have happened if not for Biden lifting 90% of all the sanctions. So they are awash in oil money again. They were almost dirt poor, bankrupt, couldn't fund the terrorism, but now they're awash in oil cash again, and they're able to fund these proxy terrorist groups. So a lot of this wouldn't be happening. So they're willing, in my mind, openly, my opinion, aiding and abetting the enemy. Iran, the biggest state sponsor of terrorism on the entire planet. So, of course, it's not a surprise they make a deal with terrorists.
Absolutely.